This morning in our Money Watch housing guide, we are asking how far would you go to become a first-time homeowner? Would you, for example, go so far as to buy a new home with a friend and then live in it together? I'm all here for this. I think this works. Nancy Chen, she's been investigating. She's going to...
No, Nancy, no.
Gayle wants to say no.
The market is pushing boundaries, Nancy. Good morning. Tell us about it.
There are boundaries being pushed right now. Good morning, Tony. From buying homes with friends to moving in with family, the numbers show that splitting home ownership is on the rise, and some even think it could be the new norm. But before you go in on a mortgage with your bestie or start packing for mom and dad's, there are a few things to keep in mind.
Now, I might stay after you leave.
Gilbert Nantechi and Kwame Nkrumah both call this New York City house home. They watch sports together in the living room.
Man, I think the Bucks gonna do their thing this year, man.
Share an office when working remote.
I have availability at 12 p.m. today.
And split chores. But they aren't just friends and roommates, they're co-owners of this house. And they're part of a growing trend among millennials and Gen Z as breaking into the housing market has become more difficult.
You're both under 30 and you have a house. That is a pretty big thing to do these days.
Correct. But it felt really good doing it with a partner. We mitigated a lot of risks.
An industry survey from earlier this year found nearly 15% of Americans have co-purchased a home with someone other than a romantic partner, and another 48% say they would consider it.
Do you think you could have been homeowners if you didn't buy a place together?
The answer is a hard no. I would not be a homeowner in 2024 had we not co-bought.
Niles Lichtenstein launched the company Nesmint last year to help simplify the co-buying process.
Is this what it takes to buy a house these days?
Yes. For the past 50 years, property prices have way outpaced wage growth, and that's created this incredibly large gap.
His tips: co-buy with someone you've split major expenses with before, like rent or a vacation. Create a joint bank account with 3 to 6 months of expenses. And finally, hire a lawyer or use a service like Nesmint or co-buy to write an agreement that will help mitigate risks, such as a job loss, unplanned expenses, or one of the owners deciding to sell.
Put your incomes together, share some of the risk together, be smart about it along the way, and buy your first home.
It's not just co-ownership growing in popularity. Multi-generational homes with at least 2 adult generations under one roof are also on the rise. Census data analyzed by CBS News found a 57% increase of 25 to 34-year-olds living with their parents over the past 20 years. Pennsylvania home contractor Kevin Kennedy has seen it firsthand and says older Americans are taking advantage of the benefits too. Since the pandemic, more than half of his jobs are home conversions to accommodate multi-generational families.
It's a frenzy of people trying to buy homes, so this is another alternative.
And Kennedy knows the benefits.
So what's for dinner?
Pasta, your favorite.
He built this addition to his house for his in-laws.
They saved a lot of money because they're not paying the big taxes on their house, they're not paying any big insurance. We consolidated a lot of that into this house.
But he says by far the best benefit is getting 3 generations under one roof.
The best thing was putting a smile on my mother and father-in-law's face when they walked in for the first time and saw their house.
You get the big bedroom.
More people, though, even close friends and family, can mean more stress if you do not lay out some guidelines. Experts say make sure to define clear responsibilities from the outset, including financial ones, and also emphasize the importance of respecting each other's privacy and setting those boundaries.
Are you convinced?
No.
Okay.
I could see intergenerational if everybody could have their own section. But I just think with friends, I just think that gets very dicey.
But if you can vacation together, spend time together, you can live together and make money together. Yeah. Money is the motivator, Gayle.
But vacationing together, Nate, there's a
there.
beginning and an end to that. If you're living together, it's just not for me. But if it works for other people, I say great.
And the folks that we interviewed, they really liked it. I mean, it's like being roommates. You have a lot more responsibilities, and
roommates, we did that in college, Nancy.
This is what it takes these days, though. It's tough to buy a house.
I do think.
But you can buy, rent it out, and then buy again.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then build your portfolio.
And someone's always home to get that package off the porch.
That goes a long way.
It goes a long way.
Nancy, thank you so much.